Hello, welcome back. In previous video, we discussed about how to use Netcat, which is for network engineer, which is as a Swiss Army knife. So we discussed how to send data between the two machines using Netcat, and also we we discovered open ports, and also we run shell commands from remotely. Okay, so in this video we'll introduce another widely used tool for network exploration and security purpose and for ethical hacking purpose, which is called network NMAP. It's a network mapper. Okay, so if you see the NMAP in our uh, uh, I'm using Kali Linux here, NMAP. So man pages, we will see man page of Nmap. So you will see that everything is a network exploration tool for security and port scanner, and we have example how to use this Nmap, and also we got lots of methods how to target specification, how to mention target, and how to discover the host and what scans we have to do. Okay, and we discussed this one about our about Nmap in our 5 phases of ethical hacking, which is scanning phase we discussed about briefly there. And if you missed the video, please go back and watch the video. We discussed about what are the 5 phases going to in our ethical hacking. Okay, so this is a all they explain everything in the man pages, so you can, if you want, you can go and check, everything is fine. But I'm going to discuss all this one in this video now. How we going to use for a single host, how are we going to use for uh, multiple hosts, like if you want to scan all subnet, or if you want to scan all certain ports or range of ports. So we will go step by step, and at the end of this one we will do one real-time real-time field exercise, like how I normally do. Okay, here I am doing the showing that first nmap. Yeah, we're going to, if you want to do the scan target, here I got the one target mission, which is I'm using Debian. So we in Debian, I'm running at the moment in a Debian SS. If I want to show the what ports are open here, can. Okay, if you don't know about this command, we discussed this one in our network commands video, so you can go back and watch that, how to write these scripts to scan the networks and everything. Okay, here we have opened the port 22 and port 80, and but these are 632. These are not proper. Is not a this is a local port, and these are the IPv6. But we are scanning only IPv4 ports only now. Okay. So we keep this one. I'm going back to my blackarch mission now. So we're going to my Debian IP address is 192.168.137.135. Okay, this is a normal scan, which is I'm doing is a when I don't mention any options in a nmap, it will do the connect scan. So okay, and it will check that what. Okay, it will scan the ports which is available, and it will display here. Okay, this is a port 22 and 80 opened. This is a SSH and HTTP services running in the ports. Okay, if I want to do some certain range of ports, okay, if I want to do certain range of ports, you have to mention 192.168 dot, sorry, 120 127.135. Okay, I want to mention certain ports. So minus p is a dash p, whatever you want, and I want to scan port 20 to 25. So when you mention the port range, it will give you the status of each port, whichever you mention the ports. So you see that previously we scanned all the ports without mentioning these ports, but we got word whichever is open. But here we mention the range of ports, and it will tell you the status, is it closed or open. So here is only SSH is comes under our range. We got only 28 to 25 only. So this is the one. If I want to scan all subnet, okay, so here is the command. If you want to scan the subnet, nmap 192.168. and 127.0 you can mention /25, or you can mention 12254 also. So both will give you the same result. So it will scan my subnet, whichever is I'm using in my lab is only two machines are opened. So only two machines are running, and only one machine is a Debian, and another one you see the IP address. This is my gateway to connect my physical machine or outside world from my virtual environment. Okay, so this is my Debian SSH and HTTP. Got. So this is a general commands. So it's a basic commands how we do, but I want to find which hosts are up. So this is a small one. You will find it easily. And I don't want to do any connect scan. So I want to do ping scan only. What will ping scan do? It will just ping the host. If it host is up, it will display your IP address. Otherwise, it won't display that IP address. And it won't scan any ports actually. It won't scan any ports on the target. It just pings it and it will find out if the host is up or not. That's it. So NMAP. So we are doing ping scan. So ping scan options are SN and network 192.168.127.0 by 24. I want to put this one into output file. So I'm putting another option dash o output and normal output. I'm doing normal output. That means we will explain what is normal output looks like. The normal output is a raw output, whatever you displays on the screen, and it will it will put that everything into that file. So I will show you here. I'm scanning the network, so you will see that what is the output looks like. So you see this output looks like just normally, just it ping the port and it latency find out and it displays that it is up, and next is ping the another target, latency, it displays. But from this output it is on we are not able to sort out our IP addresses. So it's a cat command. I want to display the test one now. So you see the same thing. So the normal output comes as the same output how you display on your screen. But I want to change this one. So what is the command? I'm just clearing the screen now. So nmap, the same command I'm using. Okay. But instead of n, I'm using G. It's a grabbable output. Okay. I'm just doing that G underscore test. Okay. So it displays on screen is different, but when we going to check that our G underscore test, it is different. So it is little bit looks like a column style. It displays like a columns host and IP addresses. So from this output we will take IP address what we want. Okay, so you can see that there is a status up. Yeah, so we will use this up word. Yeah, we will grab that up and we will separate those IP addresses from there. So here is another up, but you must be case sensitive. Don't use the I option in a grep. So grep up and file is G underscore test, and I'm piping that those lines, and I will take this only column second one. So we discussed this one in our Linux basic Linux commands video. So how to take this, how to use AWK. Yeah, so if you missed that one video, go back that and you watch that video how we written this some scripts to ping all the hosts in network and take the output from that network. So I'm separating the values using the -f option, and the our separator is a space, so that is why I'm putting the space here. Then we are printing $2 2 second column, so that's why I'm $2. We are piping that into live host. Okay, live host. You want, if you want, you can live host a dot text file. Okay, we will putting that into text file. So now I'm displaying that live host dot text. So you got IP addresses. So we use the ping scan to find out whichever is up, and we redirected. We send the output into the file. Then we took the only IP addresses. Then we will use this file to scan the whole network, whatever the scan we want. So we want we will use that. I will explain how to use that file now. Nmap. So to put that file, I minus I capital L, and I'm using the live host file now. Okay, so I'm using live host file. So what it will do, it will go to the each IP address and it will do the default scan now. Okay, so that's the default scan. It goes to each host and it do the default scan. So I'm just explaining only commands. When we go into the little bit like a field exercise, we will discuss everything little bit more on that one, excuse me. So I'm clearing the screen now. So that's it at the moment. Now, during the our discussion about 5 phases of scanning, we discussed about types of scanning. So what types of attacks and what types of scans we will do. So if you missed that video, you can go back on 5 phases of ethical scanning. So you can watch the video, but I'm explaining it briefly. So using the nmap, we can do connect scan. That is the default scan we doing that. Okay. And also if you want to mention the switch, you can mention the option also minus S capital T. And there is a another scan is a stealth scan or sin scan or half open scan. So it has so many names. So that will use option minus S and capital S. If you want verbose, minus V and target. Okay, and the fin scan, arc scan, null scan, idle scan. So these are all scans we discussed in our previous video. So you can go back and watch that video. But I will going to show you practically what is these scans will differ, what is actually happening in the background when they scan the target. Okay, so we're closing this one. Okay, so up to now we just discussed about nmap basic commands, how to scan, how to scan the range of ports and a range of IP addresses. But here we're going to discuss about our types of scan. So we have lot of methods to scan the target. Is like sin scan, connect scan, arc scan. So I want to show what will happen when we do the sin scan, and I want to show the acknowledgement scan. Okay, so first thing we will do SynScan. So nmap SynScan is S, and then our sorry, it's a capital S, and our target IP address is a 192.168.127.135. Yeah, and I'm mentioning some range of ports 420 to 25. Okay, so we will go to our Debian machine and we set up the TCP dump here. Okay, so when I execute that, so what it will do, sorry, I mentioned that if you want to do syn scan, some scans you need root privileges, so I want to do as a sudo. So I'm entering the password now. So it's a quick, we are next to each other and a lab environment, that is why it's a very quick. Okay, so I'm stopping the scan now. So I just want to explain what is happening this syn scan. Okay, so you see that is a syn scan. First one is a FTP. So it send the syn packet, but is a client is rejected it. So it's reset. So instead of that dropping, is just rejecting it. So when is rejected it will think that this port is down. Okay, then is a telnet. Okay, and it is also telnet again. So smtp, but ssh we don't have any reply. So we will check is any firewalls are enabled on this one. Actually sudo sorry, ip tables minus l. Okay, so no firewalls enabled. So it's supposed to, maybe we will turn it is a very quickly. So we will try again what will happening here. So we will scan again. We'll go back to blackarch. So we clear the screen and we will do syn scan again. Okay, so we will do what is that is mentioned that sh open, that's a close one. Okay, sorry, all the close, just the only one is open. So here is first is happen sh gone, sin um, sin pack gone, and then you got sin arc. but we this when it receive the SYN ACK, so that means the port is open, but our our source like blackarch never replied again with any acknowledgements to establish the connection. So that is why SYN ACK is half open scan or still scan. So that is why it's only when it's replied the when is our target reply the SYN ACK, but our block arc, which is our we are working from, so it is not response to it, not established connection. But if it's closed ports are just reset. If you see the telnet here, so the telnet is reset. And if you see the FTP, FTP is reset. SMTP maybe reset, but is a maybe lost packet we are missing in the scan dump. It's a virtual machine. See, so sometimes it will happen. Okay, so this is a SYN-ACK. SYN-ACK means a half open scan. So it won't do proper communication three-way handshake. It stops with the two-way handshakes. Okay, then we will do AUX scan. What is the difference between SYN scan and AUX scan? SYN scan, it displays the status, yeah, is open or closed, but argscan is different. If it's the same thing I'm doing, just I'm changing capital S to A, so you will know the you will see the proper difference what is happening, exactly what the result you will get. Okay, so you see that unfiltered, everything is unfiltered. If it's nmap displaying the state as unfiltered, that means the port is allow the firewall is nothing is there, so you can reach, but we don't know is it opened or closed. So to get even SSH is also unfiltered. Yeah, so that is why we can't get proper information on ARC. But if we go into this one, so sorry, I didn't enable the TCP dump here, so we will do again that one. Okay, so when you go in here, aux scan. Okay, so what is happened here? Aux scan, telnet, reply, reset. It sent the aux scan. It is directly send the third stage of handshake. It won't send first stage. It goes to our third stage, so it will reset automatically. It will reset automatically. So there is no difference. You will see that one. Okay. So if I want to see the difference, so we will configure our IP table first. So here we do not have any IP tables, but we will we will drop if is anything coming from that host, we will drop the connection, so it will tell you something is it filtered or unfiltered. So everything is unfiltered at the moment, open, close, everything. But if it's something it shows as filter, that means firewall is blocking that port. So aux scan will tell you the status of the port. It is any firewall exists there, is any firewall stopping it. So that type of thing aux scan will you tell you clearly. Okay, we're doing the for IP table now, IP tables minus a, adding the rule. So we discussed this one in our previous video. If you want, you can go back and to look at those IP tables, why we want to do IP tables, what is the importance of in our personal desktop also even. Okay, so here we are doing port TCP and the deport destination port is 22 SSH we are doing. So what is the action? J is drop. Okay, so we are dropping that, so you can see the firewall rule we configured from anywhere. Okay, now we're clearing this one and we enable the TCP dump again. So we go back to blackarch now, so we clear everything now. So we doing again aux scan. So you see these guys, closed ports are everything in unfiltered, but SSH, which is we dropping the using firewall, it is filtered, so that means it dropped there. So you see this one here. So FTP replied and SSH. Then the ACK flag, but again telnet is reset, telnet is reset, everything is again keep trying SSH. SSH doesn't get any reply, is a reset or any reply for SSH. So what it will do, SSH keeps trying here, and also he tried everything again and again, it will try until it gets something, but it is dropping connection. So that is ACK scan. ACK scan will scan what is happening there. Okay, so it's dropping, it's not rejecting actually. If it rejects, then it will get some information. So that's a ACK scan. So that is the difference between synscan, axscan. Synscan stops the connection from the target source side. Oh, I don't want to third stage. But in an axscan, the source will send it directly awk request, not synax. Okay, so that's the difference. And another one is connect scan. Connect scan, which is we normally do our default scan. Nmap ST. If you mention the ST, it's a connect scan we are doing probably particularly. But if you default also, it will do connect scan 192.168.127.135 and port 20 to 25. Okay, we will enable TCP dump here. Clear this one. Enable the TCP dump. Okay, sorry. Okay, I need to do something is your port specifications are illegal. Oh, sorry, I put the dot instead of range, so that is why it is mentioned that. Okay, so it's to that the connect scan will display same state as uh, our sin scan, but we have the firewall here, that is why it filtered. So we will see what it is filtered is showing here. So SSH keeps trying, you see that trying to sin scan is trying to send sin packets to the that one. So what we will do, we will remove our firewall rule now. Okay, capital F to flash all firewall rules. You will see that I show here. So no firewall rules. Again we clear the screen now. We enable TCP dump again. Okay, we enable TCP dump and we go back to here and sorry, scan again. So it's nearly just open the same as our sin scan, but here it is, you see the difference. So when you go into Debian, okay, here is showing the HTTP or something. Is There is something with the connect scan. It's trying to connect something, but we haven't seen SSH. But normally you will see here SSH thing. Okay, so what it will do, it send it sequence and you will get reset. But when you got port opened, you will get acknowledged back and it will connect automatically on the port, whichever port is open, it will connect. Not only tell you the open, it will connect directly. So that will happen when you do that. Normally, I think it's a HTTP is displaying SSH. I don't know why it is something weird happen here, but this is the one packet. You can see the sin ACK, and again sin arc is gone back. So it's a SEW is a different way. It was displaying that. Okay, so that is happened on uh, connect scan. So if you want, you can go on the xma scan is S capital I is xma scan and S capital F is fin scan. Okay, so this is for this up to now. Okay, now I want to find the OS, whatever the services running on the target, I want to find the versions. So which version? So what is the versions to find it? Nmap S capital V and 192.168.127.135. It will display the versions. What versions running on that machine? Service versions is not over the OS. So if I want to check that, so it scans that, it will display the versions whatever the services running on that machine. Okay, here we are running port 80 is HTTP and you see the HTTPD and Debian and SSH OpenSSH version 7.9 v1 Debian. This is the version will tell you. But if I want to scan operating system, so what it will do? So capital O, you have to do that. So sorry, if I want to find the fingerprint, you need to use sudo privileges. Okay, it takes some time. The O minus O will take, it will scan little bit more on the operating system fingerprint. Okay, so here it is. Here also it mentioned what services running on that machine, but it didn't mention anything. And it's just mentioned MAC address and VMware and also the TCP/IP fingerprint. It didn't find exact OS, but it OS is running on it is something is not found. The thing is I'm running on VMware, so it sometimes it blocks the version findings. So that's the problem you got here. Okay. After everything, we have one super switch like capital A. So normally in field, most of the times I use this switch. Okay. So nmap minus A. A means aggressive. Okay. So this will scan everything, whatever is running on target. Most of the time I use this one. So, and another switch I will use capital T4. T means speed. How much speed, how many thread, like thread types, how much speed. Speed is from 1 to 5. Yeah, 5 is very fast, 1 is very slow. You can use 3 or 4, those are the good values to scan the target. If you use very speed scan with a 5 value, maybe you will miss some services sometime. So I recommend 3 or 4 is good. You can choose whatever you comfortable with. Okay. So this will take little bit more time than the normal scans, but it will give you most of the information from the version side, OS versions, and everything it will give you. Okay. So once we get this one, we want to do output, proper output documentation purpose, not. Okay. Here is our aggressive scan con. So you see that it will got the versions and even it got the host keys. These keys will help you to crack the SSH passwords or something like that. SSH keys, authorized keys also. You can crack using those. And here is HTTP version. Even HTTP server header, HTTP title, everything it will scan, and it will also give you some clues on here which OS is running, Linux, CPU, and Linux kernel. So this is the aggressive scan will do. Okay, that's it. So I want to put all this into output. So I mentioned that we use G before. That's a graphable, but I want to do XML here, capital X. Okay, so output.xml. Okay, so this is the command I will use. So it will put everything into XML, but you can't give that XML file to your client here. So we will change this XML into something like readable format into HTML. Once you got into HTML, you can upload or you can take printouts, whatever it is. So we got output into our XML file, same as we discussed before. So what I'm doing, I'm changing this one xsltproc. So our output, sorry, is not typing here. xsltproc output.xml, and I'm using that output to output.html. Okay. So it's done. I'm opening that one, Firefox. Sorry, output. So if you change that into XML to HTML, it looks little bit better than the XML file. You see that it's a beautiful readable format. You will got whatever the command. I'm just zooming here now a little bit so you can see clearly. So it will tell you what command I'm using. I used, and it give you the time, date, and wherever when you transferred. Even it give you a hyperlink to go to the host details, MAC address, IP address, ports, SSH, even versions. You can take this version and search on that exploit DB and whatever it is. So here we discussed all the commands, nearly every command we discussed in nmap now. So if I want to explain a little bit real time here. So I'm going to add couple of more hosts here. Okay, one is I'm adding my switch on the Kali machine, which is running on the same environment, and another machine I'm going to add. One is a Walnut Hub machine. Okay, I'm switching power on this Walnut machine. It's a basic pen test machine. So we will discuss. So here I'm logging on to Kali now. So we will go step by step how to do those everything. Here we are configured SSH and HTTP on our Debian, and we will open some extra ports and Kali. So it will help you to scan more ports and little bit spend more time. Normally how we do in real time, I will going to explain that. Okay, what is happening here is, okay, so here we will block our firewall again using firewall. I want to see a little bit better. Okay, so we blocked port 80 scan here, and we're going to call in now. What is happening? Still not booting. Okay, we will reset again. Sometimes this is a big problem with the virtual machine sometimes. Okay, here it is booting now. Sorry, it takes long time now. Okay, here is our Kali machine now. So what I'm doing, I'm just checking what ports are running at the moment on this machine. Okay, nothing is running. So I'm sudo, I'm starting systemctl start ssh. Okay, so we'll start this one now, and also we will put one another port also using our netcat. So guys, I hope you guys know netcat. If you're not sure, watch previous video. Previous video we discussed about netcat. And lvnp 9876. So this is listening port, so we can see, check that now, sss minus 10. Okay, so these are ports 9876, port 22 is running, and this one, and we're running some more for HTTP and this one, and there is some ports running on our vulnerable lab machine. Okay, so now what we will do, I want to go, when I went into the field, what I do, I straight away I do ping scan. So our ping scan is SN, and network I will scan 192.168.127.0 by 24. So I have many networks in the, sometimes in company. Yes, so we just normally I just scan that one, it will comes like that, but I will put it into output like I mentioned that we put that into graphable output. So I do project here, so we're going to do project. So whatever the project title, I just do that, then I will change that one into, so if you see that project cat, so like that. So what we will do, I explained the previously, is grep up and project, and we pipe that awk. Normally I return this script for all this task, but I am showing this one, so you can write the scripts for yourself. Yeah, that will help you a lot to improve your skills and scripting slowly. Okay, then print dollar $2. I'm printing that value now. So then I'm changing that to live project. If I do project, sorry, okay, .txt. So it's done now. So then I do NMAP. I do the sin scan, yeah, and then I do, okay, we don't want sin scan, we do -a, and I'm putting that file is il, and my speed is t4. Sorry, we will put t4 first, t4 I capital L live underscore project. Okay, so that's it. So sorry, specified no targets was mentioned. So live projects will display live projects. What happened these live projects? Okay, so something is wrong happened. We haven't done this one. This one not executed properly. Okay, sorry, I put the wrong word here, guys. So that's why. So we got cat live projects. Okay, those are IP addresses, and we're going to do this command, and we will put into XML file. Okay, so project.xml. Okay, so that's it. So it will scan all my hosts and it will put that into XML file. So I don't want to see this all output here. So it will scan one by one host, and it will, if it's a big network, it gives you so much things. Okay, you see that in this one is our Debian host, SSH filter version, and then it goes to the our 136 is Walnut Hub host. It scan the FTP, SSH, port 80, and it mentioned maybe something Linux kernel and blah blah. And if you see here 133 is my Kali machine, so you see that is a port 22, SSH 986 port is open, TCP wrapped, so everything is there. So I'm going to here, I'm changing xsltproc. Okay, we're going to do live sorry project XML into project.html. Okay, oh sorry, I put the wrong, we need to mention the switch here as oh, that's it. So it will do everything, so I can slowly do whatever I want now. Okay, so what it will do, it will give you clear format about everything in a nice readable format, what commands you used for to execute that one, and it will give you the hyperlink for each host here. If you want to go to straight away, it will go to 135. This is my Debian machine, so here it is everything Apache to Debian, it works. You see that this one we filled our SSH port is filtered on 135. This is so that is why it's not here, but you got in here. Okay, so that is why I mentioned everything, that you can go back again if you want to go to different hosts. This is my Walnut machine, so you can see that wall everything, versions and everything. So if I want to search anything, so go to exploit db, exploit db. Okay, so if you search in Google exploit db and copy the version pro ftpd version, copy these and go here, search uh, pro ftp and version, paste the version, search it, you will find whatever vulnerability is possible. So you get clearly metasploit vulnerable, so you can go there and use the metasploit to uh, gain the access to the target. And we will discuss everything about these metasploit in next videos, so how we use these exploits and how to connect the gain the access to the target. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please subscribe for latest updates from our IT guys channel. Please comment below if you have any suggestions or if you have any recommendations to do that. Thank you very much for this. Bye bye.